Hi, welcome to Parenting and Teaching with Richie Huffman. I'm Richie Huffman, President and CEO of Celebrate Preschools. On these podcasts, we'll be talking to real parents, teachers about what's going on at home, in the classroom, and everything in between. I hope you find these conversations informative, helpful, sometimes funny, and sometimes serious. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi, I'm Richie.
And I'm Allie.
And today we have our guest is Ashley TIburzi. So welcome, Ashley.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me.
And Ashley's a Baltimore County public school teacher and a brand new mom of twin girls. So
yes.
We're going to be talking about, I guess the title is this double the trouble or is this double the fun?
Yeah. Well, I would
That's
say
a big question.
Depends on what day it is.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay. Are these your first kids then, Ashley?
These are my very first kids.
goodness.
They were our surprise. Double the trouble.
Surprise.
Well, the two was
Oh,
the surprise.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are their names then?
Emmy and Claire.
Oh,
They're
so
girls.
cute. Are they family names or how did you come up with
Their
them?
middle names are Claire's middle name is Elizabeth for my grandmother, and Emmy's middle name is Lucille for my husband Sam's grandmother.
I love that.
Aw.
Yeah.
How long did it
sweet.
take you guys to come to agree on the names?
And that was it was tricky because I think we both had different styles of names. Claire, actually, I liked as a middle name, and then my husband liked it as a first name, so that's why Claire stuck. And then Emmy's real name is Amelia. We're just calling her Emmy as a
Yeah.
nickname. I don't know. She was the spunkier one when I was pregnant, so she got the spunkier name.
Aw, two beautiful names.
Thanks.
Awesome.
So a little background, Ashley and I opened a brand new school together. We taught first grade together. So before we kind of talk about the girls more, tell everybody what you do, because I think it's cool that we talk to parents and teachers, and you are both. So
Yes.
happy summer break.
Yeah.
Halfway done already.
Yeah, exactly. When Allie and I opened a school together, I taught first grade, and last year I became one of the reading specialists in my building, which was awesome because being pregnant as a first grade teacher and with the amount of doctor's appointments I had with twins would have been very hard. So the reading specialist role has been great for pregnancy and having twin babies.
How far did you work then? How long did you make it before?
I made it, I was due in May and I made it to the end of March. So I was due at the beginning of May and I made it to the end of March.
Okay.
Yeah.
I tell everybody, I have
So-
to tell you, now you know. All of us being educators, we have a passion and a love for children,
Yeah.
right? But once you have your own children, it is like, you think you know what love is.
Exactly.
Until you have children. And now you know what
Yeah.
true love is. Talk to us a little bit about
I obsessed an Allie too over my dog. I thought that the dog was like the love of my life, and now I feel like I have to really make sure that I give the dog attention because
Right.
the girls are the new loves of my
poor
life.
Tucker.
Yeah, but it is true. It's like your heart outside your body.
instant love, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it really is.
I've known you for about 5-10 seconds,
Yeah.
and I will kill for you.
Oh, exactly. I
Yeah.
know. And part of me is like, they've only been here for 3 months, but I feel like they've always been here. It's very weird.
What I do without
Yeah.
before them?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
For sure.
So you obviously weren't expecting them though, right? Was this
no.
a shock?
We were expecting the pregnancy, but not the two. Definitely not the two. So that was a shock.
What was your reaction then? Did you see it on the screen or?
So I had never gotten a sonogram before. If I would have gotten a sonogram before, I would have known that something was weird when I was in there, and the tech wasn't saying anything at all. And then I was nervous, like something was wrong, and she was like, "I'm going to be right back. I'm just going to go get a doctor. Everything's fine. I'm just going to go get a doctor."
I had to scare you to
gosh.
death.
And I was like, and my husband said, "I think I saw 2 on the screen," and I was like, "No, you did not.
Yeah, I
You
wouldn't
did
have
not.
believed him
messing
either.
with
There is
me.
no way." And then the doctor came in and she just said, "Hi, I'm Dr. So-and-so." And then she immediately goes, "Oh, and you have 2 babies."
Oh, that was a really abrupt.
I think she might
way
have
of
thought
telling
that
you.
the tech prepped us a little bit. It was a lot of miscommunication. And we were just like, huh?
Yeah, speechless.
And pretty much numb for the rest of the appointment.
What was you? What really?
I wish somebody would have been recording us.
But what was your? What
I
was
wish I could see your face.
Yeah.
But seriously, that's such a gift.
Yeah.
Right. What was?
It was a mix of, oh
Yeah,
my
right.
gosh, and then
I'm so
Yay.
blessed.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
can't believe this happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the best way.
Aw.
It was crazy.
And they don't run in your family, right? This is
So no,
or
but
in
I
your
actually
husband's.
found out, and I didn't know this either, so just be aware that identical twins are not genetic. They
Oh.
can just happen.
Okay.
So if they were fraternal, they would have linked it somehow to genetic reasons. My grandmother is a fraternal twin, but they said, no, these are not They have nothing to do with that. They
Wow.
just, the egg splits late.
It's just a freak accident
Yeah.
that happens.
1 in 250 shot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that freak accident will never happen to me because we're dime. But that freak accident
but
may
Allie, be
happen with
careful.
you,
Yeah.
Allie.
I told her for years I wanted to happen. You
Yes.
get both of them done at once.
2 girls.
Aw.
I don't know. You can't plan it though.
No, you
Like
can't
that.
plan it.
So how did you end up telling your family then? Because you got this big shock, but it was just you and your husband?
Yeah, so we told our parents that we were pregnant before we went to the sonogram. Like we had crabs and like we put on the mallets, like, you know, baby's coming in May. Like,
Aw.
and then after we had our, I mean, that day was just like, I wish that I recorded the entire day because it was just such a blur. But we called everyone because we couldn't believe it, and no one believed us. So they were
Right.
like, "No, you're not. No, you're not." Until we sent the sonogram, which looked like something you got on Google. Like it didn't look real.
Right.
Look at the 2 little gummy bears, and then they all lost it. I mean, crying and excited. Yeah.
I know. I remember the first time I asked you, I said, "Are you having a baby?" Because I thought something was up. And as soon as I saw those little bubbles texting back, I was like, "Oh my God, she's having twins! Like, what's going on?" And she said, "Not one."
Yeah. It was that was definitely fun though, telling people that there were 2.
Are you? Do you have plans to go back to teaching?
So I'm going back part-time as a part-time reading specialist in the fall, probably for at least the first year, maybe the first 2. And then hopefully I'll go back full-time. But it's just a lot to
Change? Do you
back
think it'll
full-time.
change you as a teacher now that you have children?
Oh, I definitely think so. Yeah. I mean, and everybody says that too. Like, old, teachers who have children, we're always like, wait till you have kids. You'll see things through a different lens. But
You're like, yeah,
yeah,
right.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Not sure yet. You got a couple more weeks
but
to
now
learn
I think
that.
you realize that like every single kid in your classroom is somebody's entire world. Like, and then I think like when my daughters go to school, I want that teacher to think the same way. Like this is
Yeah.
her whole world. So I
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah, it's definitely a
Yeah.
different way of looking at
Yeah.
it than I did as a teacher.
Yeah. And I can guarantee you one thing, ladies. I mean, Allie, even when you start having babies and have children, it will make you a better mom because I know that being in education has made me
Patience.
a better.
Yeah.
So much, and just looking at at it from a child's perspective, right? As you become
Yeah.
parents, you're like you take all that
Through
in
their eyes, yeah.
consideration. So
So Ashley, share a little bit too about your Instagram because we started Instagram teacher pages, and I think that's important because right now it's a big thing to have gender reveals and tell the internet how you're having a baby, and I think it's kind of fun for the younger generation that likes to do it. So tell us a little bit about how you shared that you were having twins.
Yeah. So
And what your Instagram page is.
So my Instagram is Artsy Apple, and it's my creative outlet where I sell things for teachers, teacher resources, but I also like to do a lot of like crafty things that I also sell and just do for fun.
So you can imagine how perfect her babies look all the time.
Right.
I mean, like,
I was just sitting
You've
here,
gotta see
like
'em.
when you asked that question, I was like, I mean, don't you go like and put the like we put the storks out front, right? Is that, and now you guys are like,
oh no, it's a big thing now.
You guys
How
are
do you
like-
got to tell the world
was,
that
like,
you're
extra
pregnant?
pressure.
well, not only that, I mean, you guys are blowing it out to like 20 and 30,000 followers. And,
There's a
you
lot
know,
of expectation.
That was my first
Right,
question
right,
when she told me. I
right.
was like, how are you going to tell
Right.
the internet?
And everyone was making me
wants to
so nervous about that. I mean, it was like added pressure.
because it was going to be perfect no matter what it was.
Wow. So how did you do it?
Well, it was so we announced to
the internet world.
Right.
around Christmas time, and I just had on like a letterboard, like we made a list and checked it twice, and then I had like 2 little stockings and like pink Christmas balls all around
Aw.
underneath, and it was.
She should have did like a
It was
contest.
cute.
She could have like ran a contest, like what names, right?
Yeah,
No.
I could have.
She wouldn't tell anyone. I wanted to make some onesies with names. She kept it a hard
well, also,
secret.
we weren't 100%.
So you were already at the hospital, probably?
Yeah, literally. And then we were like, okay, we got to decide this last one.
I know they don't let you go home anymore until they're named, right?
Yeah.
Is that the rule?
I think there's a grace period, right? A couple days after. Is that true?
I don't
I'm
know.
not
My
sure.
sister-in-law
We
had a
we
baby.
decided
She wasn't
before-
allowed to go home
you pick a name?
until she picked a
I
name.
guess
yeah.
maybe that's just easier for like birth certificates.
Yeah, maybe.
Right.
I don't know. Huh, I'm going to Google that.
We got this
know
baby
the
out in
answer
the
to
world
that.
that doesn't have a
Yeah.
name and no record of
Right.
it. Right. Oh,
Especially
we
when you
forgot.
have 2.
We forgot to
One
name them.
Yeah. Baby A and baby B forever.
Oh.
So, if there's listeners who are pregnant with twins or who want twins like me in the future, fingers crossed, can you explain how being pregnant with twins is different than having one? I know you haven't had only
Yeah.
one, so I don't know if you have much comparison, but what are some things you'd want to tell a twin expecting mother that you wish someone would have told you?
Well, my pregnancy was also, I mean, it was a lot to be pregnant with twins. I was very tired. I unfortunately was sick the entire pregnancy, which was awful.
that's
But
hard.
people said it's because they were girls too. That could have been I don't know.
Definitely.
There's always
No.
those old wives.
Yes, there's a lot of wives'
things like
tales.
that. But I think that I would have wanted to know that, I was so worried about, and I wanted to get to that 36-week mark because my doctors were like, 36 weeks is technically full term for identicals. If you don't get there, it's okay, but try to get as close to there as possible. And I think I was so nervous about that, especially as it got further along in the pregnancy. So I would say, just do the best you can. Don't overwork yourself when you're tired. You should lay down. You should relax because
That's going to be
it's
hard
exhausting.
for a teacher who's like,
Oh,
teachers
yeah.
are go, go, go all the time.
Exactly.
And with your crafting and your extra stuff you do too, that's got to be hard.
Yeah, that's what I swear that like the reading specialist job this past year was such a blessing because I don't know how I would have taught first
With
grade.
a full-time class, yeah.
Yeah, with having twins, and also there are so many more appointments when you have twins. Most people have 3 sonograms their whole pregnancy. I had 3 sonograms a month. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. So how'd you slow yourself down? What kinds of things did you do to make sure you weren't overworking yourself?
I binge watched a lot of things on Netflix. It was cold outside, so it wasn't as difficult.
Oh,
I
true.
definitely,
Wait, so how old are the girls now?
They're 3 months.
They're 3 months.
So they were born March 23rd.
Okay. So
But
you did have a
technically,
winter
they're
pregnancy.
only, 2 months. Their actual age is only 2 months since they didn't make it full
That's
term.
weird. You're going to have 2 birthdays for
Yeah.
both of them forever.
No,
Your
that's
real
too much.
birthday? So walk us through your day now. What kind of happens at 3 months old? You got 2 of them.
Yeah, I
Wake
mean-
up to bedtime. What's it looking
Yeah,
like?
I mean, now they're waking up. They get up around 3 or 4 in the morning. They eat, and then they can go back to sleep until around 8, which is great. They'll eat again at 8. They take a little cat nap until like 10, and now maybe not even 10 anymore. And now they're actually starting to be more interactive and like playful. They're noticing a lot more things and smiling, so they have more playtime. And then they eat and nap again. It's like
Pretty much
every
a
3
revolving
hours.
cycle.
It's a pretty much a cycle.
How are
until-
they with the dog? Are they curious with each other?
I don't think they noticed the dog yet. The dog notices them. He's been great. I mean, we were kind of terrified because, he's only 2 himself, super energetic dog. And he has totally calmed down with these girls. And I think he's like their protector now.
Aw. When you say they wake up at 8, so does they both are like, hey, it's time to get up, wake up.
I mean, sometimes they're like that and sometimes they're not. Thankfully, in the middle of the night, they don't wake each other up. If
Like-
one is screaming, I don't know how, but the other
Right.
one
Really?
can sleep through it.
Right.
Wow,
I
that's
don't know
impressive.
why, because everyone told me that wasn't, knock on
Yeah.
wood, it sticks. Because, but the one who's a little chunkier, she can sleep a little longer.
Aw.
She's got a little more weight. She doesn't have to eat as often. Yeah. So she can sleep.
So do you do the same outfit thing? Are you pretty hooked on that?
Right now I am, because I have so many doubles of everything
From
my
gifts
showers
and-
and
yeah.
stuff. So I feel like I have it. So I should dress them alike. But once they get a little bigger, they're going to need their own identity.
Just got to do the color thing for a little while.
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about, and I don't know if your in-laws or will listen to this podcast or not, so be careful in your words. How's that going? I know I struggled with that a little bit.
I mean, everyone did tell me about that too. Like, even with my own parents, I kind of was worried that it would be every day there would be a knock at the door.
Yeah.
But because there's 2, honestly, they have been very good about asking, like, can we come over? Do you need help? Do you just want to run to Target? Like, we'll, come over and watch the girls. But they're just, when I say they're to the moon excited, I mean, they are just thrilled. My parents, these are their first grandchildren. My
Aw.
husband, parents
So they get to
have
hold a baby
grandchildren.
at the same time.
And they don't have to share, so it's
Right.
nice. They don't have to share. But it's been good so far. And honestly, I've wanted the help thus far. I think as I get into more of a groove, it'll become more like, all right, I got it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need as much help.
But I remember the back and forth, your first time baby. It's your first time
Yeah.
baby too, right? And it's
Yeah.
like their first grandchild.
Yes.
So I want them all to him, all to
Exactly.
myself.
Yeah.
And they want them. It's like
Yeah.
sometimes they can go back and forth. I remember
Yeah.
sitting there holding Olin and just like I never want to let him go,
Yeah.
right? And I could see my mom over like, my turn. I'm like, no.
That is nice with
and
2,
they're
I
thinking
guess.
you live with them.
Yeah, but there can
Yeah.
be some selfishness there a little
True.
bit because you're both so in love.
Yeah, exactly. I guess the 2 has helped with that, though, because
That's
usually
true.
I'm holding
You still
one
have
and-
one baby.
Yeah.
Or do you hold two like frequently?
I did when they were really small. Now
Is it hard
it's
now?
a lot. Yeah. Now they're like almost 13 pounds.
Okay.
So
Do they still have the head bob and like
their heads have gotten very strong in the past
It
week.
makes me so
even.
scared holding babies.
I know. My dad was so worried about that. Now he's a lot more confident because they're holding their necks up.
Oh,
Yeah.
practicing some Tommy time.
Oh, yes.
So is it super challenging feeding and changing diapers for two of them at once? Like how often are you
Feeding
alone
is
with
the
them?
hardest. Feeding is the hardest part of my day. If it goes smoothly, it's wonderful. Then I just quickly feed one and then
The other
do
one.
the other. When they were really small, I was doing double barrel bottles at the
Oh,
same time. Like they
okay.
would put them in boppies and feed them at the same time.
Nice.
Now they're, squirmy and they're eating fat,
Kind of
at different
times,
paces
yeah.
and eating different amounts. But feeding is the hardest part because if they're
Yeah.
fussy and then the other one's like, I'm hungry.
Right.
I was telling this story.
Wait your turn.
This is like
You can't say that.
Yeah, real mom story. I was holding Claire, feeding Claire, and Emmy was sitting in in a sit me up seat the other day, and she was screaming like bloody murder, screaming, and I could not get her to calm down. So I took the bottle out of Claire's mouth. I just stuck it in Emmy's mouth, and I was like, "Sorry, Claire, but we just got to survive. This is survival mode." And
Did
you
she
know
cry-
what? They
did-
both calmed down.
did
and it was
Claire
fine.
cry then, or
No,
did
Claire
she-
had enough, so she was okay.
She was fine.
See, so there
This is just real.
so there is favoritism. You know what I mean?
No, it's just I cannot deal with this child screaming. Yeah.
I know even my kids are like, Dad, you love Olin more than me. I'm like, I love you all equally.
Yeah.
But at this moment in
Right.
time,
That's a great
you're
point.
not
That's
my
true.
favorite.
That's a great
At
point.
different moments
That's a
in
great
time.
point. I
While
love you
she's
all the same at
screaming.
certain points
Yes.
of time.
You're
Exactly.
not winning.
Yeah.
1 point for.
They were just looking at me like, Mom.
Aw.
They're sisters. They could share bottles.
Oh
right?
yeah. I mean,
Is there favoritism there, you think? Do you
no. I mean, definitely
Please
they
don't
have
give any names of.
no. They have different personalities, I think, but really it depends day to day which one is better behaved,
Yeah.
than the other. But really, they're so little. They're just so fun.
So how do you and your hubby team up then? How are you making it work best with twins?
Oh, you mean
because
like
he's
when,
still working?
When
He's
I
not
hear
a teacher.
like the knock at the door, like the twist of the door handle at the end of the day, I don't just like see ya. No, he's actually the dad role. That has been very exciting for me to see him like switch into a dad role because I mean, like I think that as like women, we have like a maternal instinct and we're excited to have kids, and you're pregnant with them the whole time. But he didn't have that, chance during my pregnancy. He just had to deal with me and
Yeah.
Does
getting
he
sick
have
all
like
the time.
do you have a lot of cousins or babies though? Like have you seen him holding babies or
yeah. So we had
Is
he
this really the
has
first?
a niece and a nephew that are 6 and 3, and I mean I have known them since they were babies, but I knew he was great with them, so I was super excited to see
Yeah.
him be with
Aw,
the
it's
girls. And
different
he, I
when
mean,
it's
he
your
just
own.
is like. He's like a puddle around them, and he would do anything for them. And he's really, I will say, he's really great at helping me.
Yeah.
100% when I need it,
Yeah.
or even saying like, Ashley, do you need to go take a walk
Aw.
when he gets home?
Please,
you need to go
honey,
do
no,
something
go take
for
a
you
walk. Aw.
because it's a lot.
do you have those like
It's a lot.
glorious moments though while you're both feeding and it's working or you're both changing and it's working?
Oh yeah, and it's the best.
Yeah.
And we definitely do the kind of like look at each other when I got the baby that's behaving right now, and you got the.
That's
But it's
not.
always a toss up. You don't never know who it's going to be.
Aw. How about the 3 o'clock or the 4 o'clock feeding time? How does that work?
So for a while we would take turns because we were feeding them both at the same time. Now we would just both get up.
Both, yeah.
Yeah, and it's usually quick. The middle of the night feed. Thank goodness they're hungry. They eat quick. They go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
And we've learned to go back to sleep right away too.
like you've taught your bodies. to
Yeah,
do it.
he was he struggled with like insomnia and stuff before, and now I feel like he sleeps very quickly.
Baby's
'cause
taught him.
You
Thanks,
have
girls.
to. It's like survival.
I've heard so many different techniques or stories of like, the mom or the wife takes Mondays and the husband takes a Tuesday.
Yeah.
So there's so many different things.
Yeah.
But I know for us, like, if my wife was to get up, like, I'm up.
Yeah.
Like, I'm laying
Yeah.
there, but
Yeah.
I am up, so I might as well get
So
up.
you might as well help,
I got
yeah.
up and
Yeah.
helped out and fed the bottles, and
Yeah.
so we just got it done fast until we get
exactly.
back into
The
bed.
quicker, the better.
Yeah.
So back to our title, we say double the fun and double the trouble. Mm-hmm. You hear people say that all the time.
Yeah.
So is it kind of accurate?
Yeah.
Overall.
Yes. I mean, there's like parts of my day where I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun. Like like laying them next to each other and seeing them. Like they love to link arms. They love to
Aw.
like.
Do they do that just like
Oh
naturally? They
yes,
kinda
everyone's
just,
always like,
hook
"Are you
up?
posing them in their photos?" No, I mean they
No.
like to touch, like, and feel each other. I mean, they grew together,
Right.
so
Yeah.
it calms them down to be
Aw.
next to each
Aw.
other. And now they're like cooing back and forth at each other, which is really
So
cool. So in times like that, I'm like, oh, this is so cool. Like, and also as they grow, they're going to be able to, they'll have a buddy, like a playmate.
Huge bond.
But then there's also times when they're both, screaming, crying, and hungry. When I'm like, oh my god, like it's a lot.
There's nothing you can do.
It's double the trouble too.
Have you taken them out anywhere yet?
Yes.
Other than on walks, like have you?
Yeah,
gone,
I've started to go. I mean, I took them to school to meet everyone at the end of the year, just the teachers, which was. I mean, everyone's like, did you do this by yourself? And I'm like, yeah. And I only have like an hour and a half, and then I got to get them back in the car, and we got to go home, we got to eat. So we've been starting to go out more, which is nice.
You have like a double stroller, like a front back one. Mm-hmm. Oh, cool.
Have you guys decided yet, or is it unspoken if we're going to continue to have?
Yeah, I think it's unspoken for me. I think my husband's like, yeah, like, of course, I want another one. I'm like, yeah, but you didn't have to be pregnant with both of them.
Right.
So we'll see how it goes.
Right. Let's get through. Let's make sure we have this.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, before we start talking about adding some additional.
Yeah, our next door neighbors, crazily enough, have identical twin girls, which is very strange. And they're 6, and they have a almost 2-year-old child. So I guess that shows you like you need at least like a solid 4-year buffer.
Wow.
So Allie, if you want twins, you have to move into the neighborhood.
The neighborhood.
Yes.
It's right down the road.
Right.
It really
Right.
is. Yeah,
It's in the water. It's in the water.
Yeah.
So you're going back to school when the school year starts then, right?
Yes.
In August? Mm-hmm. So what's the schedule plan looking like?
Tuesday, Thursday, and every other Wednesday is my schedule.
And so what will daycare look like? Coming from the Celebrity people over here.
I know. I mean, it was
What's your
hard.
plan for now?
I mean, honestly, so when I got pregnant, my best friend growing up, she's my best friend because her mom watched me when I was a baby. And then we just like grew up together, and our parents stayed friends. So she has an 8-month-old. And so when I got pregnant, her mom was like, oh, I'll get to watch this baby. And now that there's 2 of them, it's kind of a lot.
Aww.
So we got her on board to do one day. And my husband's mom is going to do another day. And then we have another like in-home babysitter the other day.
Who's starting today, right?
Yeah, and it'll be.
So
it's
we're
fine.
lucky to have you here.
Yes.
So do you
But it's
have
hard.
any extra for people who are listening who are having 1 baby or 2 or 3, if there's them out there too? Do you have any resources like books that you read that were really helpful, or websites that people can go to that we can even link on our website?
Oh gosh,
to help
I
out?
mean, there are definitely books that are just for twin moms. Like I had to stop reading like the expectant parent for It's called a singleton pregnancy. I drove my husband crazy when I would say singleton. He thought that sounded so silly. But there's specific books for twin parents. I mean,
yeah, I can imagine it's so different than
it's very
reading
different.
a book about
It's
one
very
baby.
different.
And how it
And there's
works.
even books for like twins sleeping. Like there's books like sleep habits of babies when they're born, but there's sleep habits of multiples. It's different than just one baby. So that helped. Twiniversity is like a website that has so many
Twiniversity.
Yeah.
Is it like a blog or?
Yeah, it's like a website that has like, online forums of like actual twin moms in your
good to
area.
know.
Just like, people post about the products that they had to have for twins and the ones that they didn't need to have for twins.
Oh,
And,
cool.
Yeah.
So
that
you
was
relied on
helpful.
that before or even still?
Yeah, even still, sometimes I'll check it.
Cool. Can you post on there? Is it an open kind of forum? Or?
I don't know the answer to that. I just look.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
just browse it. Good to know. Twiniversary. Twiniversary?
Twiniversary. Yeah.
Twiniversity.
Yeah, like university.
Twiniversity.com. Cool. Yeah.
Are you guys at a stage yet where you're kind of like starting to do things for you? Or are you still?
This weekend is my mom is coming, and we are going out to dinner for the first time.
Oh,
So that is
there you
exciting.
go. Good.
Just you and Sam?
Yeah, so that's
Good.
exciting.
Good for you guys.
I know after we had I don't know what number it was, but
Yeah.
you're exhausted, and I know we went away, and we went to dinner, and then we went to this place to stay, and we got in bed at like 9:30.
And it probably felt amazing.
Got in bed at 9:30 and woke
Yeah.
up the next day, and we're like, we got this beautiful room, and
Yeah.
we just
Slept.
we all slept, right? and then we looked at each other, we're like, that's exactly what
That's all
we
you
wanted to do.
needed.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what we wanted.
That's what
It's
you
just-
need. You take it.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. Well, Ashley, thank you so much for joining us
Yeah,
today.
thanks for having me.
I hope that we helped some of you expecting twin moms out there.
Yeah. And we'll have to have you back when you have your
Next
next child or your next set.
Oh gosh. And that's my fear, guys. Let's be honest.
And that would be a really cool.
Yeah.
You need to start
Podcast.
searching how many people that have happened to.
I know.
Well, again, you're so blessed, and we're so thankful
thank
for
you
you to
so
come and
much.
talk
And good
to
luck
us.
going back to school
I
and
know,
with
I
all
know.
the daycare, and I hope your part-time goes well.
Me too. Thanks.
Thank you for joining us today on Parenting and Teaching with Richie Huffman.
Thanks for tuning in, and remember, childhood only comes this way but once.
For more information, head on over to richiehuffman.com.
I'm Richie.
And I'm Allie.
And we look forward to seeing you again on another podcast.